What's up, people? It's your man Urban Lover coming from your mama's basement. It's first and foremost, it's kind of hard to cheer for a game that is meaningless. I know we can make all the excuses in the world and say, yeah, we won 4 in a row. The Lakers are looking good. They're going to be pretty good going into the next season, and just a whole bunch of just excuses that we make. At one point in time, 85% of the Laker fan base was actually rooting for us to lose in order for us to hopefully get our draft pick. Now we go on a 4-game winning streak and fans once again are excited. See, this is what I call confusion within itself. The reason why I say this is because I've been saying this for so long. The Lakers could have been winning games. We would not be in this position to worry about if we need to get this draft pick or not, the lottery pick. Lew Walton's lineup, his time management, his rotation has been bad all season. But fans choose to ignore this part. They just don't want to hear anything about Luke. But they are quick to bury Byron Scott in the sand. They went 4 in a row, 4 meaningless games. The only team that really looked like they wanted to play was the Timberwolves. And kudos to D'Angelo Russell, because like he said early in the interview, that this is a business and we must handle it and look at it as a business. So when them players are on the floor, they're not looking to tank. Just because the coaching staff or the front office wanted to tank, that doesn't mean that the players want to tank. That's where it comes down to the coach. Where the coach should, like I said before, play these guys the first quarter, and then the second quarter, let the bench come in. Yeah, the bench would actually be playing against Andrew Wiggins and Karl-Anthony Towns, which would have been good because if we lost, we actually had a better chance of moving up in the second spot. The reason why I say that because Brooklyn is now, they won 20 games. And the Suns had won last night as well. And the Suns at 24. So we sit at 25 right now. So it dampens our opportunity of landing that lottery pick. And this is what I'm talking about. Then, fans will say, well, we get that draft pick from the Rockets, blah, blah, blah. Look at the Rockets' record. If you look at their record, they're in the, top 7, I believe, or top 5. So they're not getting a lot of pinballs. Okay, so you can't just really rely on that because they could be the last team. We can get the last, place, first round. We get the last first round. Because everything falls on the pinballs if we are still using that this season, or this year, this offseason. Not too sure. So the Lakers went 4 in a row. Now, earlier part of the season, like months ago, I would have been excited. I would have been livid. I would have made some hype boxes, got all excited and all that. But there's nothing to be excited about. And this is where we become delusional because see, the thing is with us as a fan base, and I'm not talking about anybody else fan base because I don't know everybody else fan base. I'm dealing with the Lakers fan base because I've been knowing the Lakers fan base for over 20-something years. And I say, probably 10 years on social media, 10, 12 years, give or take, whatever you want to call it. And I just constantly read comments and I see, and like I said, because it's always the same people that always comment. So I watch the comments and I'm seeing okay, 2 months ago or a month ago, yeah, we got the chance to get Lonzo Ball. We got the chance to get Jackson. We got the chance to get Fultz. Okay. All of a sudden we won 2 games in a row. Oh, what are they doing? What are they doing? 3 games in a row. All right, screw it. We're looking good. It's a good way to go out the season with. Woohoo! 4th game. Oh, I'm really excited. But here's the problem. Do y'all guys understand? I shared with y'all a couple videos back. Magic Johnson was going to get rid of half of the freaking young players. And a certain person told him not to because PG-13 is going to come regardless. Don't give up the players. And remember, there was 2 of your young studs, and I truly believe it was Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, and the Pacers wanted Brandon Ingram as well. 3 studs. I think they were getting probably two young players and probably a draft pick. But they wanted Brandon Ingram, and it kind of fell off. And somebody told Magic Johnson and his staff, no, don't do it. PG-13 is coming. Now, we go back during this time when D'Angelo Russell got picked up, a couple months before that. Magic Johnson stated the Lakers should lose every game so they can get the draft pick and make a trade for a superstar. And with that being said, it's where do we go from here? And the reason why I said that, because I want you guys to acknowledge and understand, it's very important that we get this draft pick. It's very important. It's not so much about fitting the team, because I've been saying this over and over again. If Lew Walton would stop being stubborn and just go ahead and start Jordan Clarkson and D'Angelo in the backcourt, we'd have won more games. Because if you look at the first unit back in the days, The only real scorer we had on that team, it was Nick Young and D'Angelo. Julius Randle was just coming around. So it was really Nick Young and D'Angelo. So once you figure out how to stop these two, because remember, D'Angelo wasn't attacking the basket at the beginning part of the season. And Nick Young, he was kind of sort of attacking the basket, but he more 90% liked to live behind that three-point arc. So teams figured it out. They figured them out. Let's basically shut these two down and make Julius Randle become the threat. And that's how the Lakers started losing a lot of games. Instead of Luke Walton changing up the lineup, bringing Jordan Clarkson in, he was stubborn and allowed the Lakers to lose 10, 12 games in a row, whatever it may be. Win one here, win that second one here. So count on the second unit to come in and every time to dig the first unit out of the hole that they created. The first unit was like not even scoring well. Second unit was coming in there because you had much more scores on there. You had two people that can create on their own, which were Jordan Clarkson and Lou Williams. Yep, so two people that can create on their own. So it was hard for them to actually play the second unit because their second unit would usually play against the opponent's second unit until teams started catching on, scouting them, so you know what, let's take out some of our starters and bring our starters in when they play their second unit. And that's what happened. Then the injuries happened. You know, and I don't use injuries as a reason why we lost a lot of games. Because you still could have changed the lineup, which he still didn't do. He still had Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench. Even the games when D'Angelo Russell went out, Jordan Clarkson was still coming off the bench. Lou Williams was starting here and there. So it was like, you know, it was a confusion within itself. So we went 4 in a row against, basically towards the end. And like I said, the only team that really felt like they really had a chance to beat us or really put in the effort to try to win was Minnesota. Memphis, they've been losing since Gasol went out. San Antonio, they don't care. They're resting. They already solidified, as somebody tried to correct me, but I'm going to say it right, solidified their spot. And also, you have to look at it like this. Who else was it that they played? San Antonio, Memphis, and there was one more team I can't recall right now. It was not too long ago, too. But anyway, my thing is this. The better chances of us losing is a better chance for us to get that draft pick. Like I stated, and I want you guys to listen real closely. If the Lakers had a protected pick, I will be freaking hype pouring out my... No, excuse me. Let me cut that. Kids are listening. I will be hype jumping up in the air. Probably jump through a window. They had to get the ambulance to take me to the hospital to wrap me up. And while I'm in the hospital, I would have made a video to you guys while I'm bandaged up with glass all in my face and my eyeballs and whatever. That's how hype I would have been. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, yeah, it's good to go out, you know, winning. It's spectacular. But here's the problem. We don't have a protected pick, people. We had an unprotected pick, meaning that we have to get in the top 3. Some of you boys on this team might be gone at the end of the season. We don't know what Magic Johnson might do. We don't know. Yeah, we would love to see the young players go into the sunset and then come back next season and be freaking rolling from what they finished off at. We would love it. But we don't know if an organization decided to call Magic Johnson up and say, hey, we're trying to get rid of, we re-signed Blake Griffin. We're trying to get rid of him. And Magic might jump on it. And some fans might like that. Me personally, I wouldn't want it. Why? Because Blake Griffin has been injured throughout the whole season. Well, almost all his career. So I like the youth. I like the young players. And I like to basically build around that. And a lot of teams are actually modeling themselves around the Golden State Warriors. They seen what they did. They basically built through the draft and brought like 2 veterans, you know, to the squad, Iguodala and Bogut, you know, and then they just kept building around that, you know, and that process alone, look where they are now, one of the top elitist teams. The Lakers have a potential bunch of stud players. All they got to do is learn defense, communicate with each other, but this also go down to coaching. Being hard on the players, letting them know like we're here to win, not play games. So my thing is this. We need that draft pick. We need that lottery pick. It would be nice to get that lottery pick because, number one, like I said, we can either trade it for a veteran, however you want to do it. You know, package it up with Lou Dane. You know, hey, we'll give you the number 1 draft pick with Lou Dane to get rid of Lou Dane's contract. There's so many things we could do with this draft pick without giving up what we already have on the floor. Because one thing about it at the end of the day, we don't know what these guys will do when they come into the NBA. Just because they might look good in college, there's no guarantee that they might come in and be studs. Some guys can be busts. And a lot of people might say, a lot of fans might say, well, Urban, you know, we probably do good in the second round. You know, we've been pretty good picking up good, solid players in the second round. That's during Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak era. They're no longer here. So now we have Magic Johnson, and we don't know what Magic Johnson might try to develop throughout these players. You know, I put like this. I done seen a lot of GMs ex-players take over as GMs and really didn't do too good. I'm a big Magic Johnson fan, and I'm being a little biased here, but I'm just being honest, you know, because I'm not going to ride in the sunset like everybody else. I just can't do it. You know, I'm sorry, I can't do it, okay? We had Isaiah Thomas, who was a GM at one point in time. Look what he did. Michael Jordan as GM. Now he's over there at Charlotte. Look what he's doing and what he did. Phil Jackson, who was a coach, goes in as a GM or executive, whatever he is. Look what he's doing. So, you know, you don't know what you're getting until you actually start to see it. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, we need to lose these games. If we actually would have lost these 4 games, we would have had a chance to be right there at the opportunity of getting the number one, well, not the number one spot. Well, yeah, the number one spot to get more balls. Brooklyn has won 20. At the time when we were losing, before we were on a losing streak, we were at, 21? We were 21. So if Brooklyn would just won the last 2 games, and it's a give or take, but if Brooklyn would win these last 2 games, we had a chance to actually get the first spot. And one thing I want to say is this. We need to get closer and closer to the number 1 spot as possible. Like number 2. Hopefully we lose these next 2 and Phoenix win. The reason why? Because we can easily fall out of the 3rd spot and fall in the 4th. And we fall in the 4th, guess what, guys? We lose our pick. It goes to Philadelphia. Have you guys not know that? So, yeah, you might be happy now. You might be happy now. And some of you might dislike this video. But personally, I don't care because I am optimistic. I'm very optimistic about the point that we need to lose these games. It's meaningless. It's no point of winning these games. They could have did this beginning of the season, where we wouldn't have to be having this discussion. They would be fighting to get in the playoff, the last spot. Because I've been said it over and over again. The Lakers have the potential to get that 8th spot. If you look at not Philadelphia. If you look at Portland's record right now, the Lakers could have had that same identical record. The problem is that no one's there to push them. All of a sudden, these last couple games, they pushing. Why? Because even the players know that they might not be here at the end of the season. So they're making sure that they look good, because if organizations might want them and stuff like that, they're putting their game on the table and on the line so they can have a chance to move on if the Lakers decide to trade some of them. It's a business to them, and they got to look at it like it's a business. And I understand their perspective. That's where Luke Walton will come in and sit some of the players down and let the second unit run. Put a bunch, like I said, put Metta World Peace and all other guys that don't get no playing time in. Let them get in. Let Nick Young run point. But at the end of the day, the whole point is to get that draft pick. So I'm disappointed because we're winning at a wrong time. We should be losing. We should be losing now, and we should have been winning at the beginning, where we could have won the 30 games that I stated way back in the beginning of the season. This just goes to show that we don't have no goals. Because if we had a goal, we actually went on and lost these next couple games to have a chance to get that spot. Simple as that. But because we're winning, we're basically going to hopefully roll over and give Philadelphia a better opportunity of getting that draft pick. Simple as that. And it's stupid to me. Then we lose out next year as well. So what if next year the Lakers be like subpar? Then the fan base goes off. They want to bring out the torches. Well, they looked good the last couple games of the season. Yeah, because those teams are not playing. They're resting their players. They're getting ready for the playoff. So yeah, that's why the Lakers are beating up on these teams. Let's be real. The only team I think they didn't play is Minnesota. There was another team they played. I forgot. I can't get that 4th team, whoever it was. But anyway, like I said, a lot of teams are basically just resting their players. A lot of just going in the draft because they want to get a chance to get a better draft pick. The better you move up. Why do you think teams always, give up their draft pick to move up? Like if you're like a number 8 and you give up 2 players in their draft pick to move to the 2nd and 3rd spot because they want to have a chance to get a better productive player. Simple as that. Because the closer you are at the top, the more of the litter you can pick from. The bottom you are, the less of the litter you can pick from. I'm just a little bit devastated because we're winning, and it's winning at the wrong time. Simple put, we need to get that lottery pick so we can make moves with the lottery pick. If not, we might lose some of our young players. This is what scares me. I don't know about you guys, but I do like what we have now, and I don't want to see D'Angelo, all these guys get traded. Some of y'all might do, but me personally, I'd rather for the young guys to stay there, and we can trade the draft pick or do whatever we got to do with it, or fill a spot up that we can both use that player at. With that being said, it's your man Herbal Lover. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comment section, tell me what you think. You guys have a blessed day, and I want you guys to start thinking, and not with emotion, but think.